What's going on, people? Coming to you once again with a video. I haven't done a video in a while. The last time I had a update, I was explaining why I felt BTC was bottoming out, temporary bottoming out, and not expecting new highs or anything of that sort, but just expecting, more positive price action and more so the near midterm future. Um, and I'm going to show you why looking at BTC on Bitfinex chart. Another reason why, and something that just pretty much happened um, today, where I got the chart in regular view. Usually I use log, um, but I'll transition between both. Just to get a better advantage to see, just technically where we're at in both views. And if you go in regular from the November high until your recent price action, you have broken out of a 10-month plus downtrend. And what's even more significant today, we had the CPI data come out. It was worse than expected, but I was still, as it's been bullish because technically it's bullish. And what we have done is back test the breakout. So we broke out of the downtrend in early October, October 3rd. And you just been selling off and you actually, back test the breakout. You bounced off of it and you're getting a very positive reaction right now. And if you go to your 4-hour MACD, you do have some bullish divergence on the MACD right now. Definitely positive. You don't have it on your RSI. It's close, but it's just a little bit lower than the previous low. And on your TDIGM, you don't have it. But just basically this past month and about 2 weeks, I started getting bullish on September 7th. And what we did also we had bullish divergence on the daily. We are picking up some more negative momentum now, which is not positive. But I mean, as long as the day closes above the previous low, which is around 18,444, you're fine. As long as we, start to rally and you start to build some more positive momentum on a daily, it doesn't have me too concerned. And I'm going to go to a different chart. Let me go to the Coinbase chart, because on the Coinbase chart, another reason why I was this, have basically changed my stance on current crypto market. I mean, you could look at the TDIGM on August 28th, and then on September 6th, we had this bullish divergence on the TDIGM, and that's when I started to get bullish. You could see that it's the price, well, on this indicator, it has been hanging around the midline. And if you look further on the daily, you have a more short-term pattern but more longer term. Since January of 2021, you have been in this pattern on the TDIGM. You have attempted to break out of it at least 3 times, and you're starting to pivot to the upside as of today. And if, honestly, you look at it even more zoned in, you're kind of got like a symmetric triangle developing on this indicator. But I say all to say this: it just seems like the momentum to the downside is being lost, and you're getting some bullish technical indications that we'll see positive price action to the upside. Put the spec on log. And it's, with looking at the Bitfinex chart, the previous chart, and now looking at it in log on the Coinbase chart, you can see, you don't even have to include, this trend line here, but you can, from August 16th, if you can break above this trend line, so around like, 20,500, you could break that area, you could, you know, you'll be possibly be seeing higher prices. And I'm not expecting like I said, I'm not expecting we go into all-time highs, but this is somewhat, you can argue a double bottom. But just being more conservative, you can look at it more so as I can just delete these lines for real quick. You can see that we're consolidating. It's consolidating sideways. And maybe this consolidation, goes sideways, and then we see, the top of this consolidation again, at least. Um, that's what I'm seeing. Maybe it goes, to the top and then it sells off later. But that's why I'm just more expecting more positive price action than negative price action. That's what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. And there's a few altcoins right now that I've been, thinking about updating, and also just been keeping my eye on SNX BTC. You can see it was consolidating, broke out the consolidation, didn't hit the measure move, but you go to the daily on the MACD, you have triple bullish divergence, and we're seeing some positive price action on SNX. And when then you go to the SNX USDT, basically the same type of setup. I have a lot of lines on this chart. I gotta delete a lot of them. I think I do. Which one is more? Yeah, this one is. Delete this. Okay. And you can see that really since its height back in August 11th, we just been in this wedge. Didn't hit the measure move, just like with the BTC pair, but price is definitely respecting the trend line, the bottom trend line. You're starting to see, a lot of buyers stepping in. And if you could break above 220, basically, you could be seeing at the very least like a 311. And if you break 311, I mean, let's go out to the weekly, should be on the weekly. And I don't have that trend line on the weekly. I don't even know. Go back to the daily. It's been in this, and I don't know why I have this trend line here. There's another delete. It's been in this downtrend, like a wedge. You falsely broke out of it bearishly. I don't really need this as well. Falsely broke out bearishly, got back in the pattern. You have tested the bottom of the pattern today. And again, if you can break this, this wedge and break around like 310, you could be seeing a more significant rally in SNX. There's one that also been, just been watching. And if it breaks this 220 area, I'm probably going to take a position in this asset. Is there another asset that I want to look at? I want to look at Telos real quick. Trying to really just started looking at this coin. And It's kind of concerning for Telos right now is you are near the lows again from July. Let's look at the daily. Do you have any? And you don't have any like bullish divergence on the MACD or RSI or your TDIGM. There's really just no advantage right now. Um, so if you do get a positive reaction to the upside, um, and I think it'll be short-lived. There's just not much of a, yeah, not on any time scale right now, any significant time scale of a advantage right now for Telos. And let me look at Telos BTC. Maybe that's the pair that is looking a little bit better. Look at the KuCoin. And you can see it got back to kind of forming like a inverse head and shoulders. And your daily no advantage 4 hour no advantage. So there's really no trade on Telos, expecting more downside in the future. Kind of does look like a inverse head and shoulders where you have a shoulder, like your head, and then like another shoulder maybe, but not looking as swell as other pairs. Like, and a lot of alts were really looking like they were about to really roll over. The only coin other than like SNX that look had advantage was BTC. A lot of coins really didn't have a tremendous advantage. But another reason why I'm like a little bit more bullish right now is the fact that the dollar has was in this trend, you know, in this channel since February. Yeah, since mid-February. I spotted this trend. You can see hit the top of the trend, hit the bottom, reverse, the top, bottom, falsely break out, go back to the upside, falsely break out to the upside, and you're kind of tapping out here. You're getting some, some negative price action right now with the dollar. When you go to the longer term, like do you go to your monthly, like with the dollar, and you go to like your RSI, I mean, you're at 80 on your RSI. It's the highest you've been since 2015 on a monthly. It goes to the weekly. There's actually developing some weekly bearish divergence on your MACD. And potentially on your RSI triple. Is that triple? 76, 76.52, 642. Triple RSI bearish divergence on a weekly on your DXY as well. Very significant. When you had bullish divergence on the weekly time scale back in January of 2021 is when I started to get bullish on the dollar. You were near a major support. A lot of people were, at that time saying how the dollar, hyperinflation, money printer or burr, everybody was negative dollar, bullish Bitcoin, bullish stock market. Everybody, nobody was talking about how the dollar had this bullish divergence on the weekly. You could see with the MACD, you could see with the RSI, you could see with your TDI, well, not with your TDIGM, which is, sometimes you don't get it all three, but this time you're getting all three, and you're getting triple our TDIGM bearish divergence on this indicator as well, along with the RSI. Is just losing strength. And now everybody is talking about how the dollar's going to 120. The dollar's so bullish. We're in a everybody's bearish. They don't they can't fathom, assets going up in price. But to me, right now, the dollar is overbought, and you're showing bearish divergence. Not really to me. Just look at the chart. It's showing you seller exhaustion with that bearish divergence. And to me, I'm expecting a 3 to 6 month sell off in the dollar and a rally with crypto and the broad stock market. Look at the S&P real quick, because I know there was some bullish divergence developing on potentially on the daily, not the daily, the weekly. You could see we're getting a strong reaction today. You were as low as 35. Well, you're under 3,500. You're at 34.89 as early as today. And you're getting right now daily bullish divergence on your MACD. Also, that's definitely daily bullish divergence. RSI bullish divergence. You're getting TDIGM bullish divergence. You're getting weekly bullish divergence as well. Something that's why I wanted to look at it. If we would pivot and we're starting to pivot, you're starting to lose negative momentum. You're starting to get that on the RSI as well. You're starting to get that on the TDIGM as well. I mean, to me, these are low risk areas to start longing assets. I'm expecting a more significant rally to the upside. Probably there's a few gaps. You could see a gap here around 42.30 on the S&P. You probably come up and fill those gaps that are to the upside. And you do have like this like a adjacent wedge, or that is right now like you're in. At the very least, you're probably going to be seeing the top the 41 like 60 area. But if you can break up above and break out of this pattern, this bearish downtrend pattern, seems crazy, but you could be seeing at least like a 88.6 return. Yeah. On the S&P. Everybody's bearish right now. I mean, and you'll get significant rallies in bear markets. Again, I'm not saying we'll see a new high, but you could see a significant rally before we see more downside. And I'm just going to look at one sector, and I'm jumping all over the place, but I've been looking at weed since, and I've been bullish on the weed sector since July. Yeah, since we broke out of this downtrend, falsely broke out of this downtrend. Back in July, this is CGC, Kennedy Growth Corporation. You can see this sustained downtrend channel since February 2021. You falsely bearishly broke out of it back in July of this year. And this is when I started to get bullish, because I was expecting, a false breakout and then a rally to the upside. And we did get that. You could see it rejected breaking out of the downtrend. And right now on the daily, I mean, if you could pivot here, you can have an argument for some bullish divergence on the RSI and MACD. I know the RSI is not oversold, but it would have to rally here. Let's look at another one. Look at Tilray. Is that yeah, another asset, weed asset, weed company. Another downtrend that has been, pretty much sustaining since, February. That the weed sector has been in a bear trend since early February 2021. And again, it attempted to break out of it a few days ago, actually last week. You rejected it, and you're making a higher low. You're starting to pivot. You're starting to rally a little bit more. If you can break this downtrend, I mean, I think the weed sector could be seeing a, a significant bull trend. Let's look at another one before I get out of here. ACB. Is it ACB or let me look at Cron before I go to ACB. I mean, these are low risk areas to be long in these assets. And this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying, you look at charts like this, and you can see. Let me delete these two. You can see on the weekly. I mean, you're starting to pivot to 86. I mean, this is from I believe from its inception. Yeah, since 16 cents. So since started a public trade July 18th. You can see it's like in this trend, this channel. I mean, I would expect to at least see $10. Going back to the daily, you were in a downtrend again since February, really since February 2021. You broke out of the downtrend, and I have this trend line. Yeah, you're at support and you're bouncing off support. So you bounce off support, you broke out of the downtrend, and you tested support again, and you're starting to bounce. And do we have any? I mean, you can argue that we're getting some MACD bullish divergence and some RSI bullish divergence on the daily. To me, these are low risk areas to start, you know, taking positions in the wheat sector. I mean, you broke them down trend. You really just you're back testing this support as support, confirming as support. If you can rally, you'll at least see $5 at the minimum. But really $10 in time, as you know, pointed out on the weekly. But there's just a lot of value right now. Actually longing, which sounds crazy, even though macroly, the macro of the economy and everything is terrible. I mean, a lot of these assets, these ACBs at all-time lows or near all-time lows, hit all-time lows today. You don't have anything on the weekly, but I know on the daily there was, yeah, you had this like megaphone type of pattern that you broke out of it and you hit the measure move. And now you have daily MACD bullish divergence, potentially forming on ACB. I mean, he's at 110. I mean, these are like incredible deals. You have RSI bullish divergence as well. It just, these are when you want to be, full moment in. Like this is when I'm bullish, and this is when I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta get in these positions. Not when, just like with crypto, not when it's at your all-time highs and everybody's telling you, everybody's bullish, nobody's bearish, nobody can fathom, lower prices. Well, now nobody can fathom higher prices. And so this thing is interesting. I think there's a real strong argument right now of a rally to the upside. And again, for me, Bitcoin at least like 25,800. If not like, back testing the breakout for more downside. But that's just what I'm seeing in these markets. I've been bullish really since September. Been accumulating some positions, and right now it's just about being patient and waiting for these plays to start playing out and start rallying to the upside. Hope you found this from these videos. We found the information and useful. And again, hopefully we start playing out to to the upside. If I get out of here, one more look at the. Let me look at Bitcoin on. This was another reason why I was bullish for Bitcoin, and I'm jumping around everywhere right now. And I start, getting my troll on a little bit. And this is in log. And you can see the difference from, from the log and the you falsely broke out the downtrend, got back in it, you back tested it, and really you're waiting for that pivot. And that's why I'm saying like 26 to 28K range. Maybe test the trend line, maybe sell off again, or maybe you finally break the downtrend on the log. I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm not. I don't know how people can be bearish. I understand the narratives running around, but the momentum has shifted, and it's just now confirming the shift. Um, so that's what I'm seeing. And really, until next time, peace.